Hello and welcome back. This is DMAC, and today I'm going to look at picking and hopefully gutting this Corbin Russwin mortice cylinder. So this is an LFIC, which if you're not familiar with it, is a large format interchangeable core. We don't get many of these in the UK. I've certainly very rarely seen them in the wild. I don't know why we don't use them as much as America does, because it's a great system. Brief explanation of how they work. You've got two keys with them, two differently bitted keys. So you've got the normal one, which works as you'd expect, like a normal cylinder would. And then you've got the control key, which is marked control there, and that one is just used to remove the cylinder. And the reason for that, oh sorry, I'll just show you quickly, that just moves that little brass sleeve, which when it's in the locked position, just like that, kind of protrudes a little bit, and that catches behind this little shelf here, which has been milled out in the body there. Just get that lined up. There we go. So there we go, all back to normal. Yeah, so the way they work in the wild, if you've got this in a door and you needed to rekey it quickly, you can, if you've got the control key, you can just pull that one straight out, grab a different one that's keyed differently, push that back in, and within seconds you've rekeyed your door or your shed or your padlock or whatever, and yeah, within seconds you've just rekeyed it, so you haven't got to take the whole thing apart, change all the pins, or really involve a locksmith. So they're yeah, really quite good. And from a lock sport point of view, you've got two separate shear lines in there that you could pick, the operating and the control. You've got to pick one or the other. You can't do a mix. It's not like when you get a heavily mastered lock where you can just pick any combination of the of the many different shear lines that you get in those. You have to pick this one or pick that one, or you won't get an open. So yeah, we're going to try and pick it today, and I'm going to gut it as well, hopefully. I've not gutted one of these before. They're a bit different to the normal sort of mortise cylinders that you get, so that should be fun to do. But I've watched a couple of videos and I'm sure I'll be fine. So yeah, I'll get this in the vise and see if we can't get him picked. Alright, so we've got him in the vise now. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see that keyway, because he's pretty paracentric. So you can't pick off this bottom because you've got these two pieces of, or three pieces of ording in the way. You can't pick off this shelf either on the left because you just can't get access up to the pins. Maybe the really thin pick you could, but because you've got this bit of warding just here. So we're going to have to go off of this bit of warding on the right, and that gets us up into the pins reasonably well. So zoom you out again. So we've got top of the keyway there. This one's a little bit loose, but it's the best fit I've got. And then I'm going to use this DeForest diamond, I guess you call it, the Law Lock Tools one. So let's zoom you in a bit and see what we got. So click on one. We want to get you've got no way of knowing whether you're going to get the control shear line. Oh, I'm getting out of focus there. You're going to get the control shear line, or you're going to get the operating shear line on this one. I think that was 7 at the back there. I think there was 7 pin. 2. Maybe 5, but you could find yourself picking the pins and getting a mix of the shear lines. So you have to pick to one shear line or the other shear line. You can't pick to a combination of both. And we've got it, I think. Yeah, we have. Not sure what that was I picked. I think it was number 4. I just tickled number 4, and he come out. So let's zoom you out. So yeah, there we go. As you can see, that little brass sleeve has gone in. That's allowed us to take that core out. And then if this was in a real world situation, you could just reach in there with your pliers and then you've got access to open the lock, whether if it's in the door. So you can pick these to either operate in or control, and either way you have got the open. So we'll put that down there, and then we'll have a look at gutting this one. Now, I've never gutted, just change the camera angle a bit. I've not gutted one of these before, so it's a first time for me, first time for you seeing me do it. Hopefully everything will be okay. Just try and get that light out of the way a little bit so you're not blinded. There we go. That should do us. Okay, so we've got 2 screws, just locking up again. 2 screws, we haven't got any screws in the back. What have we got? I was thinking we've got 2 screws on the back of that, but of course it's already out, so I think we've got a clip on here. Now, this lock doesn't belong to me, it belongs to Picked It Mate, but I think I have his blessing to gut it. And I've watched a couple of videos on gutting these. So this is, like I said, this is an LFIC, the large format interchangeable core. If it was a small format interchangeable core, then you do need some specific tools to pick those, but I don't think we need those. Just having a few problems with this light here. There we go. Okay, clips. Yeah, clips off. So I think if we get the operating key, there we go, we should just be able to slide this core straight out, the plug straight out, sorry. There we go, and then we've got our 7 pins, looks pretty beaten up in there, well used, I would say. So yeah, we've got some nice bitting on there, highs and lows. Let's just quickly dump these out and see what we've got. All standard so far. Yeah, all standard so far. Just grab the tweezers, get those arranged. Nothing in the core there, no extra milling or anything nasty. Okay, so then we'll have a look up here. So what we're going to find, I think the first pins and last pins are going to be normal. One pin, just 1 pin and a spring. And I think these are going to have 2 in it because that's where our dual shear line comes in. So the first pin is standard, and this is where we're going to get 2 pins coming out, hopefully. So that's a standard. And there's our second pin, which is just a very small wafer. And a couple of springs out. And pin number 3, we've got the small pin first, large pin second. We had like a small wafer there actually that goes just there. I think he's fallen back inside, so we'll get him in just a minute. That's pin 7. And I'll get the spring. Pin 6, standard. Got a master wafer in 5. Oh, it looks like a master wafer, but it's not. There we go. And there's that little pin that was missing, which was that one there. So I'll just quickly put these springs and things where they should be. Oh, there's the other spring. And there we go, there we got the core there. And that's where the dual shear line bit comes in, which just makes that sleeve move. Nice, yeah, first time I've opened one of those up, quite interesting and not too difficult. Just zoom you in there on those pins. Sorry, having issues with this light here. So, yes, there you can see you've got the double pins in 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they're all standard pins. But then you've just got the one driver pin in 1, 6, and 7. So there we go. That's the LFIC. Corbin's not on there, is it? Corbin Russwin. Thanks a lot to Picked It Mate, for letting me have a play with this one. Really appreciate that. I'll get this back together, mate, and get it back to you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.